Lightspeed LEGO review number 31, set 75055. This is the best playscale ISD. Probably. The new one does look really good, but it is quite a bit smaller. The only problem with this one's appearance I have is that the back of it looks a tad unfinished. This has two spring-loaded shooters, the turbo laser turrets can swivel using these activators, and the interior can be accessed by removing the middle and opening the sides. Inside we have plenty of space to pose figures, some cool sticker details, and the greatest thing about the set, the Emperor Palpatine hologram. It also has an extremely well-integrated and balanced handle. For figures we have two Rogue One Stormies. They're amazing, my favorite stormtroopers in fact. The Navy Trooper is really good too, as is the Imperial crew member. The exclusive Captain is great as well, and finally the last Vader to use the original helmet. I like many people were iffy about the new helmet with its introduction, but man does it look so much better than the original, which is still fucking iconic. Also, a guy here has an exclusive tan head. Weird, but cool. Oh, also mouse droid. Overall, absolutely peak. A nearly perfect build with a fantastic figure selection, and at 130 buckaroos retail, that wasn't terrible either. 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 32, set 75094. The Lander Shuttle is easily my favorite Star Wars ship of all time, so I'll be very critical of every take on it, and this one is actually LEGO's best, excluding the UCS. Starting from the bottom, it has retractable landing gear, and the access ramp is completely in the wrong spot, but it gets the point across. The wings can of course be adjusted between flight and landed mode, and have really nicely integrated spring-loaded shooters. Inside the body, we have seats for 3 figures, as well as a crate for some equipment. Finally, the cockpit has space for 2 figures. Annoyingly, it doesn't really want to stay open though. For figures, we have LEGO's best version of the Endor Rebel Commando, the last unnamed one we've seen in almost a decade. It's time for more, please. Next, we have Nick Sant. Yeah, it's not Rex. I hate fun, I know. But Glub Shadow Supremacy. He is also great. Love that beard. Leia is absolutely gorgeous with that poncho, really puts the new one to shame. Han in his olive jacket is also amazing, and finally Chewie is Chewie. Overall, I do really like this set. The cockpit of the shuttle is not the best, but it's the hardest part to get right, trust me I know, so it gets a pass. The figures are just phenomenal, and at $100 it was a pretty good deal. 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 33, set 75052. This is a fun little playset, the second best cantina behind the MBS. Luke's land speeder here is decent. It has 2 seats and a little storage compartment at the back. This dewback is amazing, actually even better than the MBS one. There's just more detail here. The cantina itself is also pretty sweet. It can be nicely closed up and spread open. Inside, the 2 booths can be pushed out for easier access using this feeding trough at the back. The front door can be split open, and the entire wall can also swing out for again better access inside. For figures, we have the introduction of the big decisions, and damn, LEGO really nailed them the first time. Just perfection. Next, way too realistic face Luke. Like, it's not bad, it's just a tad strange. The rest of him is fine though. Ben Kenobi in printed out robes is pretty cool. The torso print is a bit translucent here, and I always prefer a cloth cape, but he's still not bad. Next, Han is Han. All I really gotta say is, damn, the new hair is so much better. Greedo is pretty good too, not as cool and iconic as the original, but how could he be? And finally, Rogue One Sandtrooper, fucking peak. Overall, a good little playset. The land speeder is okay, the dewback is fucking awesome, and the main build is really good, as are the figures. And at $70 retail, it was a decent deal. 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 34. Set 7961. I used to not like this version of the Infiltrator that much, until I rebuilt it recently, and it's actually one of the better ones. It has retractable landing gear, and the wings can naturally be folded between flight and landed mode. These levers drop out a single probe droid each, which are kinda lackluster, and I would have liked them to be built up a bit more, or even have the heads be printed. There's also a couple of flick-fire missiles further back. The entire nose can be lifted up to access its interior, where we can load the probes. There's some nice engine detail, as well as Maul's bloodfin, which is a really simple, decent representation of the speeder. The cockpit can of course also be accessed, where we have nice, mostly maroon interior, and even a place to store Maul's lightsaber. For figures, we have one of the Darth Mauls of all time. He's alright. Not his greatest outing, I do prefer the original and the new one for example. Qui-Gon is real simple but good. Padme's the same deal, though LEGO's never really got her face right before or after the 2013 one. And finally, Captain Panaka is pretty great. I like his hat. Overall, it's a pretty good set. The main build is pretty nice, if a little rough around the edges, and the figs are good. But at $70 at the time, it was too much. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 35, set 75105. This Falcon's kinda not great, but that's probably because of the multitude of better ones released since. The mandibles have a nicely integrated spring-loaded shooter each. The boarding ramp can be lowered for suggested entry. It's a bit hard to actually access though. We can flip open all the top panels, which unfortunately causes the top to have quite glaring gaps, which is not great. Inside we have a decent amount of detail, most notably the Dajaric table, which is the best bit of the set. In the middle we have this platform for the gunners. It's neat I guess, but also a bit bland. Finally, the cockpit has space for 2 figures. Speaking of which, Old Man Solo. I like the face of the second iteration of me a lot more. It just conveys Harrison Ford's I don't give a shit attitude a bit better, but he's still fine here. Chewie is Chewie, Rey is Rey, Finn is Finn, and BB-8 is BB-8. These are all really common figures, but that doesn't mean they're not good though. Tazu Leechra Glub Shadow of the day, he's also pretty good, as is his crony. Overall, it's an okay set. The gaps are definitely the biggest enemy of the build, but the interior of it is actually pretty good, as are the figures. At $150 though, it wasn't great, but wasn't terrible. 6 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Let's beat LEGO review number 36, set 75333. This Delta 7 is mid as hell. I'm not the biggest fan of it. The nose is too flat, the wing gaps are disgusting, and the cockpit's just too tall, which I've actually tried to fix with my now 3 progressively deviating versions. For features, we can fold up the front landing gear. I do wish we had some in the back as well. On the bottom, we also have a clip for Obi's lightsaber. In the place of the main guns, we got a couple of stud shooters. The reason the body is so tall is to accommodate the storage for R4's body, which is pretty neat, but kinda unnecessary. And the cockpit has one of these nice printed consoles, and of course space for a single figure. Speaking of which, episode 2 Obi-Wan. I really like the printed outer robes here, and even the tan print is not too opaque. His hairpiece could have been better though, like the one used by Old Man Luke and Andor. R4 is good too, though he definitely should have had back printing like the R2's released the same year. Like, come on LEGO. Lastly, we have our first LEGO Kaminoan. She's pretty damn awesome. Great new head mold and full front to back printing. I got nothing to complain about. Overall, it's a fine set. The build has a lot of flaws, but it's still okay. The figures though are almost perfect, and at $30, it's a pretty fair deal. 6 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Let's beat LEGO review number 37, set 75330. This diorama is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. The X-Wing wing sticking out of the swamp is really cute. I love that printed red 5 marking. The swamp itself is built with about a bazillion 1x1000 plates, and as tedious as it is to build, it does look really good. The trees basically just form backdrop for the build, but they also look really good. And guess what? Yoda's hut is great too. It has a full interior with a holocron on Yoda's bed, his pot of slop, and even his lightsaber. It is a bit hard to access though. Finally, the logo and quote tiles are great too. Very appropriate. For figures, we got Dagobah Luke. He's basically perfect. His head print being a standout with a very scene-appropriate eyes-closed meditation face. Mud-covered R2 is really cool too, the first of 2 astromechs to finally have back printing. It was about damn time. Finally, OT Yoda is great as well. Overall, I love this set. The build is cool and the figures are awesome. There's just one problem. The price. $90 for 1,000 pieces seems like a great deal, but like over 200 of those are 1x1 tiles, and it just doesn't feel like $90 worth of stuff to me. I'd say 70, and even that'd be pushing it. Still, 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Let's beat LEGO review number 38, set 75048. This Phantom's real cute. I like it a lot. It has a single spring-loaded shooter on top, which doesn't look that good, but at least it's easy to remove. The wings can be folded between flight and landed mode, and the way they fold up is especially satisfying. The anti-studs being visible in that configuration, though, isn't great. At the back, where the door should be, we just have a little hatch for a storage compartment. The roof of the body can also be removed, where inside we have just enough space for Chopper. Finally, the cockpit has a really nice exclusive printed windscreen and appropriately space for a single pilot. For figures, we have Season 1 to 2 Ezra Bridger. He's pretty fantastic, though Bro's looking a little pale here. The best part of him, however, is his exclusive Imperial cadet helmet. That piece alone makes this set worth it. Chopper is awesome too, a fantastic representation of the greatest war criminal in the galaxy. Overall, it's a neat set. The Phantom's real adorable, and the figures are pretty phenomenal, though one of them definitely had their skin bleached, and it's not the robot. Finally, at $25 retail, it was a fine deal. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Let's beat LEGO review number 39, set 75324. This set is an acceptably fine bit of corridor. The elevator can rotate all the way around, there's a spot where you can make Luke spin and swing his lightsaber, and a spot where Luke can push or pull a Dark Trooper. The best bits of this build, though, are definitely the sticker details. They're really nice. For figures, we have 3 Dark Troopers, and they're awesome. Absolutely some of my favorite trooper figures from recent years, and I'm so glad they didn't remain exclusive to the light cruiser. Mando Season 2 Luke is really cool too. I like that he's not just Episode 6 Luke, and he actually has a unique outfit, as similar as it may be. Overall, it's a decent set. Like, the build's fine, and the figures are great, but I do kinda rather wish that this was either a battle pack or a proper diorama. But again, as it is fine, though at $30 retail originally, later $35, it was definitely overpriced. 6 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Let's beat LEGO review number 40, set 75331. The Razor Crest is one of the coolest UCS sets of all time. It's absolutely beautiful. The only small problem with its appearance being the windscreen, which from afar is fine, but up close the dent in it is quite noticeable. Both front doors and background can be opened and have been integrated seamlessly. The ship also has a fully detailed interior, the highlight for me being these brick-built carbonite blocks. There's no toilet though. Damn you, LEGO! The stand can fit all 4 figures and this brick-built blurg, which is a really neat side build. For figures, we have the greatest Mando figure we'll ever see. Basically the counterpart to the UCS Boba. He also thankfully comes with a hairpiece. The Mithril is pretty great too, though some feel he needed a molded head, but is that really necessary for an unnamed character? Quill's also really good, maybe his face is a bit long, but that doesn't really bother me personally. Finally, Grogu's the same one we've seen before. His brand build is really nice though. Overall, a marvelous set with a nearly flawless build and pretty damn great figures. And at $600, as much as that is, dare I say it, I think it's worth it. 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more.